Welcome to another episode of Doom Service on Film, brought to you by A&R Magazine. This is your host, Alex, the hostess with the mostest, here with Katon from Hirax on March 31st, following their performance at Piranha Bar, which was a sick performance, if I might add. Introduce yourself, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's right after the show, so we're a little hoarse, but great. I'm Katon from Hirax, here with Alex.
All right, so I'm going to jump into some get to know you questions for the people who may not know Hirax. How did you guys get your start, and what's your origin story? I want to know.
Origins came out of Los Angeles. Basically, there's suburbs, so there's Orange County and Los Angeles. Came out of there in 1983, 84, right around that time. With us, there was Metallica, Slayer, and another band called Dark Angel. We all came out of the same area, and that was basically kind of an explosion. And then we got a record deal with Metal Blade Records, and the rest is history. You know, we just kept going. We've been going now for 40 years.
Hell yeah, that's some deep history right there. So, speaking of some of the most influential bands, and I would say that you're probably in there for sure with a lengthy career and some pretty wild lore, I'm sure. Actually, I would like to mention this is my first time seeing you, so impression, very good impression. That was excellent. So which of the bands would you say that you have as inspiration led to you starting to play music and
Yeah. Well, you know, it goes back to a lot of early 70s rock, but you know, that was like kind of the thing that floodgated me into other shit. And then I got into like the British new wave of heavy metal. And then there were a lot of American bands like Riot, and there was another band called Man of War, obviously, and the Rods, Twisted Sister, a lot of the early US bands. That was kind of an explosion in itself. And then when we started, you know, we were also influenced by Motorhead, Venom. We had other friends too that kind of inspired us, bands like Hellhammer, Celtic Frost. And then, you know, we just kind of started doing our thing too. Like we got influenced by that, but that was kind of like the spark that made us want to do our own style. So that's kind of like Hirax is a hybrid of punk, metal, thrash. It's a big ball of all of that. But, you know, our earliest influences would definitely go back to bands like the Scorpions and Judas Priest and Sabbath, but also a big chunk of Motorhead thrown in there.
hell yeah, you can kind of hear it a little bit. I like it. I like it. It's a big old soup. Lots of ingredients.
Hirax is a big bowl of soup.
So, speaking of inspiration, I want to know what songs do you like the most to play on stage, and which ones are the ones that you're like the most tired of now? You know, you've been on the road. I want to know what's the ones that you're like a little bit like.
You know, it's a great question. I mean, I probably would be burned out on some of them, but the reason I'm not is because the fans aren't. You know, and like. Yeah, I can understand some bands get tired of, like, I'm sure the Scorpions have There's No One Like You. So they probably are tired. But we have Bombs of Death, and I'm still not burned out. And that's like our oldest song. But I think it's because the fans still want to hear it. So I can't really say that I'm overplaying them. You know, there's a lot of songs that are 40 years old. It's crazy. But no, I'm still having fun with all of them. I mean, some of them are fun, or some are more challenging. Yeah. Some of the songs are a different register, so singing sometimes is a little tough. Like even on this tour, we're going through a lot of areas that are cold, and we're from California where it's really warm.
Oh, yeah, you're probably not
it's way different for us. But you got to also tough it out because the fans, you know, they come from everywhere to see us, and sometimes. You know, they can't wait for it to be the perfect night or the perfect weather. So every show we just try to give 100%. But yeah, it's some nights are more challenging than the others, but I love playing all of it still to this day, you know. And even now we're doing some of the newer songs that aren't even out yet, and they're going over well. So no, I'm not burned out on any of it. I still get a big charge out of playing live.
I love to hear it. Honestly, it is a really nice thing when you can like kind of get in there in front of people and they Oh God, I thought my sound cut out. Okay, so a little bit of history for the people watching. This thing will go on channel 2 while we're talking out of nowhere. Probably gonna get a channel 2 tattoo somewhere at some point for how much misery it's caused me. So I have to ask, you're pretty much the band leader, right? So I want to know who writes most of the material and who's on permanent snack duty.
Well,
Throw in a silly one.
musically, all the guys are involved. You know, it's obviously I'm the, you know, it's my band, but all the guys are involved in the songwriting process. You know, Alan and Jeremy and Matthew too. Like we just kind of work together as a team to come up with songs, and then obviously the lyrics are really important to me, so I write all the lyrics, but music's usually, it's like a work of art between us, me and the guys, the musicians. They come up with riffs, we pick some of the riffs out, we come to an agreement on them, we have to like them a lot, and then we go from there and we write the songs and we arrange them. But it's a team effort. Obviously there's a lot that I have to do too, because I love writing lyrics, but it's still a team effort. And I think that's what makes, especially this lineup, really awesome, because we're working as a group. So it's a team effort.
Hell yeah, all for one and one for all. There's nobody. Everybody's on snack duty and everybody's writing. I love to hear it. All right, so I have to ask, then now that you're on the road and you're here, I want to know, do you have any strange pre-show rituals or anything that might, come across a little weird when you're backstage and you're getting prepped?
I guess, no, the thing is we get together and we just get fired up. Like, it's almost like we're a sports team or something. Some guys jump around. They're kind of nervous. Obviously I've been doing it a little bit longer than the other guys, so I'm not as nervous. I'm amped up, but my focus is more on releasing that energy on stage. So I'm a little more laid back. Plus I'm more than twice their age. Some of the guys in my band are half my age.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so I've been doing it a while, but I like their energy too. It's kind of cool to see that, because it's like takes me back to when I was their age. So they're like 21, 22. Our drummer's 22.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
and so they're really
fresh. Yeah. So to see it through his eyes and how excited he is great. But yeah, really our ritual is just we come together and we say, "Are you ready?" We just check with each other. We hug each other. Some bands have different rituals where they don't even come together, but we come together. We make sure we're ready to go. The intro tape goes on, the lights go down, and then we hit the stage. We're just pretty fired up. I mean, if anything, we just relax before the show. We might sit backstage and just wait. That's about it.
All right. You guys are laser focused and ready to go. I do see that. I see the amped up energy. When you come out, you're just like, you're on like a bomb, which is great. It's really, really great. All right. So I'm going to jump into some really silly ones now. I'm going to do some rapid fire with you and put you in the hot seat a little bit. So which one of you is secretly the worst tour roommate?
Actually, all of them are awesome. I mean, everybody gets on each other's nerves, but we're actually really funny. The band is funny. Like we just, we like stuff that people probably wouldn't even think we do. Like we like ice cream.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're like a bunch of little kids, ice cream, and we shop for toys on the days off.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, so it's like we're not really tense. We're like having a good time and we're really enjoying it. I think that we're really grateful that we get to travel. Like, yeah, remember we came from California, but we get to travel all over the world. So even being here in Montreal, it's okay. Being here in Montreal is awesome for us. We're just grateful, but we're really fun and we want to keep it that way. We don't want to be on the road with each other if we're not having a good time. It's important.
You want to be uptight.
Keep it loose. We want to keep it loose.
Oh my God. Fun. My allergies are killing me. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I understand it. Oh
my God. I swear to God, the snow melts and all of a sudden I just turn into a hot mess. All right. So, what would be your life's theme song if you could have one?
Oh, there's so many great songs. There's a song by Stevie Ray Vaughan called "Life by the Drop."
Oh my God!
Yeah,
you're the first person I've heard mention this in a really, really, really long time. I like that.
It's a really great song. So,
but song.
It's a song that makes you think. I think any song that kind of makes you think and takes you away. So yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan, "Life by the Drop." It's one of my songs.
Fantastic.
Cough it out.
Cough it out. Oh my God. No. Worst. This is like the worst. Oh. All right.
I'll never forget this.
I won't. I'm going to be like, hey, you remember the time that I choked in front of Hirax? This is from Katon from Hirax. So what's the best bad idea you've ever had? What, like, when it comes to like either like antics or like just like fun stuff with your band that you've
Probably
like
the new song Balls. That's probably the worst idea, but everybody's loving it. We played it like 3 or 4 times on this tour, but it was an accident. We were in Baltimore and somebody yelled out balls. So we just started going balls, 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 balls. And then the crowd would do it back. Balls, 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 balls. And it's the stupidest, funniest thing, but everybody seemed to be loving it. And like, as we travel, we were in New York, somebody yelled it and they hadn't even, they just saw it on the internet that we played it in Baltimore. So when we got to New York, all these people were yelling balls. So that's the worst idea I've ever had, and people are actually liking it. So.
Okay, so it's following you now. You
It's like a curse.
you guys are actually like fated to play this now. It's like your destiny.
In real time, we screwed ourselves, but it's
Oh
all
yeah.
good. So that's the worst idea, but it's going over well. So.
All right, so to concur with that, I'm going to follow up that with what's the most embarrassing onstage moment that you've had so far in your lengthy career? I want to know, is there anything that really strikes you as like, oh man, like
I don't think people completely knew what was going on, but we played in Mexico City in the forest one time. It was a big festival out in the forest, and they had everything on generators because they didn't have electricity out there. So everything was on generators, but it wasn't grounded. And I grabbed a pole on the side of the stage with my microphone in my hand and I got electrocuted.
oh no.
But luckily, somehow I let go. But at first it was hard. It was like probably seconds, but it seemed way longer than that. I thought I was going to die. It felt like my chest was going to explode. So that's the most embarrassing. But luckily, I think the fans just thought I was stuck for a second, but I was actually being electrocuted. It sucked.
Oh my God, thank God you survived that. That's actually like really intense, man.
It is. And I'll tell you, I've never felt more pain than that in my life. But, people don't know until they go through that. But I didn't know that really existed. But yeah, you can be electrocuted by a microphone and a pole that's not grounded. So yeah, it was nuts. That's a true story.
Christ, dude. Well, thankfully he's still here today to talk to us. Yeah, I can kind of relate. I've electrocuted myself a couple of times in like stupid moments, like doing stuff at home, and then it's just, and then it sucks, man. It hurts.
The power of electricity is gnarly.
It is. Don't touch any ungrounded poles, kids.
Exactly. Learn from me.
All right. So which of you out of your band members do you think would survive one of those those trashy survivalist reality TV shows? I want to know, in your opinion, which one of you would survive and which one of you would crash out from the start?
Probably Matt, our drummer, would probably crash out. He'd be like, screw it, I'm done. Yeah, he'd throw his hands up. He's awesome like that. Everybody in the band's got a different personality. I think Alan would probably survive. Jeremy would probably just go find some food and survive in the jungle from the rest of it, because he's like a jungle person himself anyways. So Jeremy would survive on a different route. He wouldn't come back. He would just adapt to the island.
Survive, thrive.
Yeah. And me, I would be more methodical. I'd build a raft to get off the island. I would survive, but I'd build something to get out of there.
Like, screw it, I'm out. I don't want to be a participant anymore. All right. So my last rapid fire question for you before we jump back into something a little more grounded.
The electricity one.
Your top 3 most favorite deserted island album picks. If you were stuck on a deserted island, which ones are you bringing with you?
Motorhead, Ace of Spades. I'd probably bring something a little different though, because you can't. Even though I love metal, I don't think I could just all day listen to metal. So I'd probably people are gonna. This is gonna screw up people, but I'd bring an Aretha Franklin greatest hits.
Solid choice.
Yeah, and then probably I think you still gotta have some Sabbath. So I'd probably bring some Sabbath. I can't say exactly which era because there's like 4 eras at least with different singers. Don't get me wrong, Ozzy's incredible, but there's a record called Born Again by Black Sabbath. I'd probably take that one because it's more of a darker, obscure record compared to the others. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Some deep cuts. Some deep cuts. If you know, you know. All right. So which one of your like moments out of your career would you love to live again? I'm gonna jump into a more insightful one. Have you ever had one of those moments where you're like, wow, I could live in this forever?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, every year and every gig, you get, like meeting the fans is awesome. Meeting you is awesome. Just meeting people that care about the music. But I'd probably be the first big show we did, which was us with Megadeth and Exciter. That was like many years ago. It's like 41 years ago. But the reason is because it was fresh and new to me. So to see the crowd be that crazy, it was over 1,000 kids just stage diving and slamming. So that, you can never get that again because it's the first experience. So if I could get the very first big show experience again, that would be cool. But every show that we do in every country and city that we go to is always an awesome experience. But you can't get the first one. It's like the first date, So if I could do the first show again, the first big one, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that's like your first kiss. Like you can't get another first after that. That must have been crazy with Megadeth and Exciter. I actually saw Exciter recently, like within the last couple of years. They're awesome. They're really solid. You must have felt like pretty good. Young you is just like, oh my God.
21 years old, first big show. It's cool.
Hell yeah. All right. So what's next for Hirax without giving away too many trade secrets, of course?
Just we're going to tour some more. We're going to finish this one. We got one more show in Canada tomorrow in Toronto. And then after that, we go back, do some more shows in the States. Then back home, get ready for Europe. We're going to do a tour of Europe, start in Belgium, Germany, and all on across, and then come home for a little bit, and then South America. So we got a full schedule for the rest of the year. But then we also have to finish up the new album. We're working on the new album right now. And there's a bunch of our old titles are being reissued, which is great because there's a demand for it. So a lot of the old albums are being reissued because they're out of print. So it's going to be a busy year and then a busy 2027,
Hell yeah. Man.
Yeah, so I'm just really excited. More to come and more touring to do.
And hello. And the title of the new album will be...
Oh, God, that's balls. We'll see. It's still kind of a new thing, but we are playing a new song on this tour called Vigilante. That's the newest song we started playing. It's been going over well. So no, we're stoked. I mean, we're just great. We're so grateful to be able to travel and play music and go to different countries. We get to see all kinds of different cultures, meet really cool people. Even with the world being all crazy, music is keeping everybody together.
Well, that's the massive unifier, right? It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood. It's, you guys, we can all come together and enjoy like that moment together, I was asked once in a spirituality class, theology class in college, what's the most spiritual moment you've ever lived? And I was like, that moment before the concert starts where like the intro music starts and everybody's just collectively excited. That. So I can definitely agree with what you're saying.
100%. It is like that. It's a religious moment, so to speak. Yeah.
It really is. It's almost like a religious experience.
That's awesome.
All right, my last question for you before we sign off. Now that I've had a chance to bother you, I'm going to give you a chance to bother me. Do you have any questions for your host?
Yes. What got you into interviewing bands?
All right. Well, there's a couple of bigger blogs here in the city, and they've been around for a really long time. There's Montreal Rocks, and then there's also one in French that covers a lot of metal. I just keep losing the name, and I've every time I answer this, I'm always like, but like it's here, and it's really great, and they do their thing, and they've got a really solid presence. But there was nobody really coming around and like shoving a microphone in people's faces and being like, "How do you feel about the things that you're doing?" And like, I wanted to bring back that Headbangers Ball feel. I wanted to bring back that very like organic kind of feeling of like being backstage with a band, It originally was called Doom Service because it's like room service, but for music, right? Like we're in the hotel room, we're backstage, we're bringing it to you unfiltered, and so I wanted to bring that to life, and I decided, you know what, instead of like learning about this and pontificating over it and philosophizing over it, I'm just gonna go do it. Because I had started in 2019, COVID hit, dead. And in 2023, I was like, what am I waiting for? Like, why am I not doing this anymore? So I just decided to start again, and now we're here. And it's linked to our production company now. So yeah,
Keep me posted and keep up the great work.
hell yeah! Thank you for agreeing to join me, and
Both ways, we're both trying to help music.
that's it.
Spread the word, get it out to people so they can see what this is all about.
And the word is balls. No, balls. It is catchy. All right. Well, this has been Katon from Hirax with me, your host, Alex, the hostess with the mostest, and once called the DJ from deep down in the underground. And I'm going to say it because I always say it. And I'm going to say it every time until the day I die. At your doom service, baby.
Thank you, Alex.